If I asked you to guess where the majority of homes in Williamson County are priced, you'd probably say somewhere in the middle. And you know what? You'd be wrong. Hey, I'm John Turner. I'm the team lead of the Turner Victory Team at Onward Real Estate. We bring you the Williamson County Real Estate Report every week, and we're going to do that again this week. Let's talk a little bit about that pricing and where homes are. So, listen to this. Only 195 homes in the entire county are listed under $500,000. So 195. There's 220 homes right now listed above the $3 million mark. So definitely not in the middle. It's really interesting. Let's jump over to a chart, because this chart right here I think is very interesting. We kind of got upside down shelf, if you want to talk about it, because only 21% of the inventory right now is under 700,000. And see, normally you think of inventory as a pyramid. You have more on the bottom, and as you get to the top, it gets smaller. Williamson County is an anomaly, which we know that. I mean, the whole real estate market in Williamson County is different than anything else. But if you look at the 700 to basically 1.5 million, that's where the bulk of your inventory is going to be. There's 41% of the inventory there. But once you start looking above 1.5 million, 37% of the inventory sits above 1.5 million. Now, the interesting thing is, if you look at the actives right now, under 700,000, there's 376 homes for sale, and under or above 1.5 million, there's 660. Now, if you looked at closed, that's the thing. The closed amounts in each one of those price ranges over the past 6 months are about the same. But you look at that and your inventory is nearly double in the upper price points. So if you are listing, or if you're selling in the upper price points, then you've got to know that you've got a lot more competition there. The other thing, and this is really interesting too, in Williamson County, we just noticed something. It looks like it's flipped a little bit. Not really going to, I mean, it's interesting to see the gray, which is last year, versus the blue this year. But this is how long it's taken to get under contract. So this is going from listing to contract. And not only comparing the months to each other, but what I'm really looking at is I'm looking at the blue. In January, that number was 79 days from list to contract. And in February, it dropped to 61. And then 65, but then it dropped to 51, 60, 52, 52. So we really have seen a market here recently in Williamson County where the velocity, so how quickly homes are going under contract, has picked up over the past few months. Now, will that continue? I really don't know, but it's something that we definitely are going to keep our eye on. Right now, the Turner Victory Team Market Health Score for Williamson County sits at 43. That means it's leaning a little bit towards buyers. Or a little bit earlier this year, we were leaning towards sellers, but we're leaning a little bit towards buyers, but still a very balanced market in Williamson County. We have 1,766 homes on the market, just short of a 4-month supply of inventory, and the 30-year mortgage rate is at 6.67%. Let's look at a breakdown of that inventory right now. 28% of all active listings are new construction. The interesting thing is, out of the 120 homes that came on the market this week, half of those were new construction. So the builders brought on a lot of inventory this week. But whenever you look at our pending sales, 91 went under contract this week. Only 14% of those were new construction. Still in a healthy market. As we talked about, 2,671 homes have gone under contract in the past 6 months in Williamson County. Now let's look at our inventory levels, because this is something we've really been keeping an eye on. Our inventory has grown, and we expect it to, but we really kind of, if we were following past years, we would probably start seeing a drop off. Right now, we have not seen that. The 1,766 homes on the market right now is almost the highest that we've seen. I mean, 3 of the past 4 weeks, it's been at the highest of the year. If that trend follows past years, we should see a downturn here in the next couple weeks. Excuse me, and that should continue until basically the end of the year as we go through the fall. The month supply, um, it's kind of interesting. I'm seeing a little bit of a gap grow right here over last year. Now, some of this has to do with last year dropping down more, because if you look at us this year, we're really kind of flat through here. We've dropped down. We're a little flat. But it's interesting to see that gap. It's kind of like what we saw a little bit in the spring as well, but nothing that I'm really concerned with, except once we start hitting 4 month supply, we do feel more of a balanced market than we do a seller's market. So the higher that number goes, the more it favors buyers and the less it favors sellers. New listings, our new listing counts are down, especially, let me pull off last year, especially if we compare it to last year. Look at these. I was at 2, 4, 6, 7 weeks, and look how much we've dropped off here. So that's going to be something to watch. Are we going to see inventory tighten up? Because these numbers definitely are different than what we saw last year. Let me see if I can't put it on. See, even when we go back 2 years and look at it, we are trailing the past, I don't know, 4 out of 5 weeks, 2, 4, 6, 5 out of the past 6 weeks, quite a bit below 2024 also. So we really want to keep an eye on that. If inventory tightens, that actually puts upward pressure on prices because there's less for buyers to choose from. So tightening of inventory is good for sellers because there's less competition and it helps push the prices up. It's not good for buyers because there's less homes to choose from, and as we said, it puts the upward pressure on prices. So we're going to keep a close eye on that one. Weekly pendings, we're still just trucking along. It's interesting. We did drop off this week, but we did not drop nearly as much as we dropped this time last year. Will we get the bounce back over the next couple of weeks like we did last year? We will definitely keep an eye on that. But what I do want to show you is you can notice, once we get past this little blip, basically the end of August, traditionally pendings drop off. And that happens in I could look at every year. 2024 was a little different. There was a drop off, but not nearly as much as what you would expect. 2023, there definitely was a drop off there as well. So we would expect our pending home sales to start dropping off here in the next 2 or 3 weeks. The average price per square foot on this chart goes back to 2023. So this is January of 2023, but you certainly can see how that has jumped up. In January of 2023, it's about $297 a square foot. Right now, it's at $364 a square foot. Now, these jump quite a bit from month to month. So it's not so much the price per square foot, the exact price per square foot, but it's the trend in Williamson County that you could just see how it's really taken off and up. What is that, about $80 a square foot, more than what it was just 3 years ago. The other thing we like to look at is showings. Showings right now, and this is by price point. If you are 700,000 and below, you're probably getting 1.5 to 2 showings per week. As you get to the higher price points, that drops off. But the definite trend across all price ranges is we continue to drop off. This is the trend you would expect to see, though. In the spring, late spring, we start to peak out a little bit with showings and then start dropping off. We have had a pretty steep drop right here, though. I would love to see it be a little bit more gradual. So that is interesting. That also probably corresponds a little bit with mortgage rates, because as mortgage rates have gone up, it has affected buyers' buying power as well. So that's the information we have for you this week on the Williamson County Real Estate Report. We enjoy bringing this information to you every week. Just to recap, their inventory is top heavy right now. Our showings have slowed down, and we are watching uh, the number of listings that are coming on the market because uh, we want to see whether that's going to tighten inventory or not. But we bring this information to you every week. If you have any specific questions, please comment below and ask those. We'll be more than happy to try to answer them on our next session. We appreciate you tuning in. Until next week, I'm John Turner. I'm the team leader of the Turner Victory Team at Onward Real Estate. And as I was saying, until next week, I hope you make it a great week, and we will see you then. Thank you.